Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my preview of the 2019-2020 AFC Championship matchup, which pits the Tennessee Titans against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, both these teams have really, looked sensational in recent time. The Chiefs right now are 13-4, combined with their regular season record plus their one win they had in the postseason. Titans' overall record is 11-7 right now. Uh, Titans actually beat the Chiefs, many of you may know, earlier in that season, 35-32. And at that time, though, that game was at Tennessee. And of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing, I would say, much better, because after that game they played earlier this season, that put the Chiefs at 6-4 and the Titans were 5-5. The Titans were starting to go on the roll a little bit of time. And the Chiefs really didn't look like the Chiefs that looked like one that would be a perennial contender for the Super Bowl. But right now, the way the Chiefs are playing, of course, they are lights out. They have been on a rampage. They have won 7 consecutive games right now. Now the Titans have actually looked very good, of course, as well. The Titans have had a tough road. To get here, they defeated, of course, the New England Patriots in the wild card matchup, and then they beat the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens were a team that looked seemingly invincible going into that game against the Titans. They had won 12 consecutive games. They were like number one in time of possession. And I believe that Baltimore Ravens had racked up like at least 500 yards against the Titans last week, but the Titans still found a way to win. That's been their theme for a good part of the season. The Titans are almost like an anomaly in this league. They find a propensity to win in uncanny ways. They'll be dominated statistically in some categories, but they still find a way to do it. The earlier matchup between the Titans and the Chiefs, I believe the Chiefs had the ball for about 37 minutes. But getting to who I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick the Chiefs as one to win in a tight game, somewhat reluctantly to win. The Titans seem to have this mystique or some aura around them right now, like they just going to win no matter who they're going up against. The Titans right now are playing with a lot of fearlessness, a lot of reckless abandonment. They are not. No, nobody seems imposing to them. They're certainly not intimidated by any team. They went into Baltimore and did what they had to do there and held Baltimore to like 14 points in that game. And the Titans, I don't even know if they've attempted a field goal since week 9 of the NFL season. It's been some time since they've attempted a field goal. I don't know if they did it in any of their games at the end of this regular season, but it seems like their field goal attempts are few and far between. They're just like such a touchdown dominant team. This is just a very, it's an unusual team in that sense, but they do find the propensity to win in these uncanny manner, just despite being dominated statistically in a lot of their games. Now, when you look at the Titans as well, the Chiefs, when you look at the statistical comparison, there's really not a lot of disparity in some of these categories. The Chiefs averaged 19.3 points allowed per game this season. That was good for 7th in scoring defense. Titans allowed 20.7 points per game. That was good for 12th in scoring defense. Again, Titans have won 3 consecutive games. Chiefs have won 7 consecutive games. Now, the thing about it, now looking at the Chiefs, they're 6-3 at home, counting the postseason. Titans are actually a very formidable road team. They're 7-3 on the road, including the postseason. Now, a thing in this game, the Titans, I think, in this game, what they need to do, of course, is dominate time of possession, try to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands and company. Though the Chiefs won, again, they won that time of possession by a very large disparity in that first meeting this season. The Titans still found a way to win. Titans right now, regular season, they averaged about 139 rushing yards per game. That was good for third in running offense. Now, the Chiefs, though, were really a deplorable 26 against the run during the regular season. They allowed about 128 rushing yards per game. That is an Achilles heel for them. I expect the Titans to go in and be a run-dominant team in this one. In that first meeting this season that the Titans had against the Chiefs, I think the Titans ran the ball for like 26 times, and then and only passed maybe like 17 to 19 times or so. They did not really. I mean, that basically epitomizes their late run right now. The Titans, they are going. I don't really expect the Titans to deviate that much from what they've been doing during the second half of the season. Basically, they will probably run the ball about 60% of their plays. Tannehill will be lucky if he throws the ball 20 times in this game. I expect a number of screen passes by the Titans in this game to try to avoid that pass rush by the Chiefs. You hear a lot of talk and accolades connected with the Chiefs offense with Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, but what you don't really hear much about is the unheralded pass rush. The Kansas City Chiefs had 45 defensive sacks this season. It was like number 11 in the NFL, led by defensive tackle Chris Jones and defensive end Frank Clark. They deserve a lot of credit. They're able to keep teams lessen the opposing team's field position. And there's things, I mean, when they record their sacks, these things that are done, you don't really hear talked about that much, that very vocally. But the thing is, like with the Titans, though, I expect them to run the ball a lot to try to avoid the pass rush. The Titans did allow 56 sacks during the regular season. That was the second worst in the NFL in terms of sacks allowed. What the Titans seem to have, though, they do seem to have the Chiefs' number. They have dominated the series in recent time against them. They've won 4 consecutive games against Kansas City, and they've won 6 of the last 7 against them. The Titans are like an impeccable record against Andy Reid as well. I'm not sure what the exact record is, but they have played very well against Andy Reid coached teams. And another thing I want to talk about is, the Titans, the offensive line and the running game should keep them in this game. The last few games, I believe, have been between the Titans and Chiefs have been decided by like 3 points or fewer. This game, I think it's going to be like a touchdown victory for the Chiefs. I think their offense is just so relentless and so lethal right now. It's going to be very hard for the Titans. As good as their defense has, it's been improved in recent weeks, but it's going to be very hard to really counter it, because, and you look at the Chiefs right now, they have all the incentive and impetus in the world. They're going to be at home in this game, and they do. I think that they're looking at it like, well, if we don't get to the Super Bowl right now, maybe it might not be as easy the next season. We're in the AFC title game. We don't have the Patriots as an obstruction or roadblock. This is our opportunity to get in it. I don't think Patrick Mahomes and company are going to squander it this time. But I want to say that the Titans' offensive line, a thing that is unheralded with them, when you hear all the accolades with Derrick Henry in the running attack, you look at the Titans' offensive line. A lot of the success of the running backs, of course, are predicated on the success of the offensive line creating those holes for them. And you look at what the Titans have done, including center Ben Jones, left tackle Taylor Lewan, I think I'm saying his name right, and guard Roger Saffold. These are people that just don't get a lot of the accolades, a lot of the recognition and notoriety that they rightfully deserve. And a lot of Derrick Henry's success has been predicated on that. And don't get me wrong, Derrick Henry has been phenomenal over the last 3 games. He's rushed for close to 600 yards during that time. He's had 588 rushing yards over the last 3 contests, which is like 196 yards per game average during that period. So what the Titans have to hope for is that the Chiefs might be a little bit tired after expending all that energy in that divisional round game against Houston, racking up 51 points over like 3 quarters. The Chiefs have been dominated the first quarter or so. They were down like 24-0 to Houston, and then you look at what they had to do at the end of the game. Travis Kelce played, but I don't know if he's going to be 100% in this one. You look at the Titans right now, they just have to try to play ball control, do what's been successful for them previously, and run the ball. They run at a very high average in terms of rushing yards per carry, especially over the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. I just don't think I just really, another thing I wanted to get at too is that the Titans also could keep them in this game because they were number one in red zone touchdown percentage in the NFL during the regular season. The Chiefs were like in the top 10 in that, so they will be able to counter that, I believe, to some degree, modify what the Titans can do offensively in that red zone area. And I think the Chiefs offense is just going to be a little bit too much for the Titans. I like the Titans to keep this game close with a very run dominant offense, but the Chiefs will ultimately, I think they'll prevail because their offense is just going to be a little bit too much for the Titans. The Titans averaged 25.1 points per game during the regular season, Chiefs 28.2. However, the Titans offense has been one of the best since the beginning of the second half of the regular season. Ryan Tannehill took over, and Derek had a combination. Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill has been phenomenal, and I would not be flabbergasted or be in a state of shock if the Titans win, but I do like the Chiefs to get this one in a tight battle. I'm going to say by 7 points, like 27-20 over the Titans. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.